Oh, we're super excited.
So you wanna recap how many
We're
episodes?
doing 3. Well, let's just do all 3.
Okay, so then let's
'Cause
go.
what I've been seeing is, because originally I was going, and I don't remember what I did last year, but originally, that's what I was gonna do. I was just gonna be like, 1 episode, 2 episode, 3, but that's a lot, like, you know what I'm saying? Even though I think if it was spaced out, it'd be different, but how I've been seeing it is people, I think, are just doing them all. Um, what do you think about them releasing them all at once? All 3?
No, I mean, if it was my season, I'd wanna see it all on the same night. Like, I wanna see everything that happened, everything I wasn't privy to. But when we're here at home, I'm okay with, once a week, once a week, once a week, whatever, however many episodes, I'll watch them all. I think during my season, it was always 1 episode, 1 episode. I don't remember getting 3 episodes in one
I
night.
don't either. I know they did it during our season. It was 3 the first night. Did they do They had to have, 'cause why would they have just randomly have changed that?
I don't know, I just don't remember. The fans will tell us,
I
but I really enjoyed it. I didn't like that our secret traitor's gone because I am watching the UK season that has the secret traitor, and the secret traitor's going strong. I
Oh.
think it was an awesome idea. I don't want them to scrap it. I saw something today where they're going to scrap it. It has potential, but it has to be the right kind of player to get it.
So I liked it too, and that's the thing about, I haven't started the UK season, but I always watch that one too, and you kinda know that, like, hello, there's gonna be a lot of the same thing, so if you see the secret, that's when I'm like, "Oh my gosh, they're obviously gonna do this for the US season," and I thought, "This is fun." I mean, at first I was a little pissed because it's like, I wanna know, but it's fun. You really don't know, and then to have them be out that fast, it's like, "This sucks." I was
Well, I think she went out because although they showed like a secret clip of her doing more talking, when we're in the castle sitting around not doing anything where you're supposed to be strategizing and making connections, but it seemed like she was very off-putting, like maybe not so talkative, or maybe I feel like she was guarded, and my husband was like, it's just because of who she is. She can't just let anybody in. And it probably translated over into the
How
castle.
I saw her is somebody who, and she says this in one of the scenes, she said, I feel like I'm almost not worthy." And I believed that when she said that. So I didn't look at it as her being like, I gotta, like, be quiet or be careful because, like, I'm a Swift mama or whatever. I looked at it as, like, she truly felt like, "What the hell am I doing here?" almost, like, and she kept saying that, "I'm fangirling," and I believed her. I believe she felt really probably out of her element, out of
Out of
place, like, "What am I like, how do I go up to these people?" And she herself has been a fan of a lot of the people that she's there with. So she may, to other people, be like the Swift mama and, like, so, like, really looked at in a different way. It's like, I really do think that she was just completely out of her element with, like, the mix of people. I do, and I think that she was super freaking nervous. That mixed with, she's 100% right. I'm sure she, like, talked to her sons and they helped coach her before she went out there. Like, "Don't talk to everyone, be sure who you know what I'm saying? Like, gave her some pointers, but you gotta talk a little bit and you gotta let some people in. So I don't think she realized, like, even going, "Oh, I don't know," and then not talking it. Isn't that what Dan did? Like, literally didn't say a word and wouldn't open up around certain people. You gotta say something. But I think she was really freaking nervous. I do.
Yeah. Well, and those are, I think, our 2 different opinions is pretty much what the public is saying. Some people feel like she wasn't social enough, which is what I'm getting at, and then other people are saying exactly what you're saying, which is like she felt out of place. She was, fangirling, and maybe thought she was gonna be there longer than she ended up being. I mean, she didn't even know they were talking about her. And another point I wanna make real quick before we start from the beginning. But towards the end, no, I'll make sure that we touch base on it,
No,
but
say
yeah.
it. Say it.
Oh, no, 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 I was gonna talk about towards the end when her, Ron, and Michael were gonna bring up, Portia, which ends up going home at the second round table, you know, I felt like, and I wrote this on Instagram, like, don't wait to get into the, and we learned that the hard way. Like, people would say, don't wait to come here and then tell us to change our votes after we've been talking all damn day, like for hours on end, and assume that just because you give us one little tidbit of information, now we got to jump on your bandwagon.
Yep.
Like, we need to sort this out. We need to talk this through. So I feel like they were sitting on information, but they just waited to the last minute to implement it. Although Portia did go home, but you can't wait. So for future players, if you see something, say something, but don't wait to get to the round table and assume you're going to change everyone's train of thought of what exactly they've already decided to do because you bring it up at the round table. It needs to be discussed throughout the day because everyone, you know, has something to add.
But you don't trust, like, that's the thing, you're just getting there. You don't know who's with who and all of that crap, so it's like, you don't wanna say something to the wrong person as well, so there's that element too, where I
Well, but this is in reference to what Portia said. It was simply like, "Girl, I heard you say that." Like, it's not like, for me, Carolyn, if I hear you say something, I'm like, "Carolyn said this, and this is what I heard, and these were the people that were there that can corroborate my story," versus, "Oh, I heard Carolyn said," no, like, I'm bringing it, I'm telling you from the horse's mouth, this is what I heard. So I feel like if you give people the opportunity to chat about it, then they'll, other people be like, Carolyn, is it true? And you be like, then you say your spill and whatever. But
it's just so.
I don't know, Carolyn, what's crazy is that that's why the way people play, everyone plays a different game. It's hard to like say, you should have done it this way. I'm just simply saying how I would have went about it.
And that's the thing too, I personally like, so we get to know, 'cause where is it? I wrote a few things down, 'cause I like, this game should be fun in my opinion. Like, I know, you had, like, your pool table balls and are like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do it.
That was
I
desperation.
love I but
That was
that's
desperation. But
so
yeah.
good, like, you're able to talk like that. I think though, like, that it's like, it's okay if a housewife doesn't talk like that, or if it's okay if, like, so while I would like at least, like, one gamer person in the turret, I'm not pissed about it being, uh, 2 housewives and a snake charmer. I'm not. I feel like it's gonna be fun. I do like the having, like, 1 gamer, 1. I thought Bob the Drag Queen would be more, like, not so gamerish. However, I like the fun that a housewife will bring. And I know people are pissed because it's like they're going for all the gamers. It's like, that's exactly what we did last year, having the gamers get rid of all the housewives. So it's like, it just happens. So it'd be nice to just live in a traitor world where it could be like, where we're not targeting like that. I'm sick of it.
I, for one, hate the 3, well, I don't hate the 3 that are in the turret. I just wish that there weren't 2 housewives. Because Rob R has really done a great job. So at first I was like, ugh,
I would too.
but I wish it would have been someone else, just anyone else. It doesn't even have to be a gamer because I get it. We're assuming, which is true, that there's always going to be someone from Big Brother, one housewife, and then we take them out one by one until, it is what it is. But we didn't have to have 2 housewives.
No, you're convincing me, and I get it. I just like the fun that they bring. I remember even when Alan asked me, I was like, "Put me with a housewife," because I just feel like they're overall just, like, fun and aren't gonna be so damn serious when it comes to this stuff. Uh, but yes, it's almost like, first of all, there's always a ton of them, but I guess you could argue there's a ton of gamers too. Well, not no more, but it was like, at first, yeah, I was like, "Wow, this."
It's not even a ton. It's 5 housewives, 5 gamers, and 5, and then 20, let me see, 23 minus 10, 13 of everyone else.
Okay, so it's pretty even, and but I feel like
So
there's those housewives are catching up. I feel like they, but here's okay. There's some things that I heard throughout the episodes. So I think this was like starting from episode 1 going into episode 3, where people, I can't remember who specifically it was that said this, but it was like, well, they were trying to decide who the traitors would be, just talking amongst themselves. They're like, and this is what I wrote down is who, oh, that person, or that person wouldn't even be capable of doing it. And then there was somebody who had said something about, Oh no, they make way too their face wouldn't be able to hide it, and they're way too emotional, and I got like I'm not trying to, like, make everything about me, but I was like, "Did they not, like, see last season?" Like, and everybody said that during my season is like, "She would never be capable of doing this." And it's like they can
And I, for one, was guilty.
oh, totally, but it's like
Carolyn, you'll never be a traitor.
which is fine.
And you ended up a traitor.
But, like, you can't underestimate anybody in this damn game, and so that's like, hearing that, like, who do we think would be capable of doing this? Like, "Oh, no, that person wouldn't." It's like, I literally had everybody saying that I wouldn't be capable of it. I'm too emotional, I have too many my face would show it, blah, 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 and I'm hearing these things as to why certain people can't be traitors. I'm like, "Girl, that's my 2 cents."
Anyone is capable. Let's be real. Any one of the 23 are capable. It's just a matter of who can do maybe a better job. That's all.
But you know, it's like the capable thing, like who the hell? Or when people think that they can be Alan or in casting or production, and they'll be like, "Oh, that person wouldn't be chosen." How the hell do you know? Like, you don't know what they're looking for. So it's interesting when they do that, because my season they did that too. Like, they'd be like, "Oh, they wouldn't pick this person. They would pick." It's like, we don't know. We don't know. Oh,
Yeah. Well, by the way, I want to say I am sipping tea. Everyone knows, for those that do follow me, that I had been sick. I got tested for COVID. I got tested for the flu. I didn't have either. I did have my flu and COVID shots. But I had some kind of super bug that just about tried to kill me. But I'm on I've made it on the other side, and now I'm just sipping a tea, and the bag broke, so now I'm kind of eating little flowers like
oh,
lavender and chamomile, but I'm sipping my tea. But I wanted to say this: so when the season starts, season 4 of Traitors, episode 1, Jam Jam's in the car and he says, "Do you guys want to be faithfuls or traitor?" And of course, everyone's saying they want to be faithfuls.
what?
Listen, you don't never want to tell anyone that you want to be a traitor.
What?
We all know we all want to be traitors. Traitors have the best chances of getting to the end and winning this game. But when you're in a car and the game is just starting, you don't want to say that. No one confessed to it. No one in the car confessed to it when Jam Jam asked, simply because I think out of fear that, oh, well, she told me in the car she wanted to be a traitor really, really bad.
I get that part of it. I understand that part of it, because you don't want it anything. You don't want to give anybody anything to use against you later. So I get it.
Ammunition.
But girl, do you think like when Tony looked at me and was like, "Oh, I'm here to be a faithful." That is downright so unbelievable. At this point, you're lying to my face, and that to me looks even stupider than actually just being like, "Hey, yeah, I think it might be fun to be a traitor."
No, and then in his confessional on your season, he did say, "You crazy? I want to be a
Yeah,
traitor."
no shit.
Yeah,
Like, and there's certain
duh.
there's certain people that can get away with it, like, being like, "I definitely don't wanna be a traitor," and you believe it, but somebody like a Tony, girl, come on, and so that's just the way I see it, but I get it, you don't want to be, but the way he was saying it when Tony said it, I'm like, "Please." So when Jam was like, "I wanna be a faithful," I'm like, "Girl, no one does," but there are people who do, but yes, you don't wanna, like, share it, but at the same time, it's like, "Yeah, right." Everyone
Yeah,
wants to be a damn traitor, please.
absolutely. Okay, so in episode 1, we have Alan pick a traitor in plain sight, which ends up being the secret traitor. I got a kick out of that game. It's more like it reminded me of the Anonymous. When my daughter played the Anonymous, it had to do with boxes and your body language and recognizing the changes in someone's face, whether they were happy or upset at, whether they had something in the box or they didn't. So that in itself was a game, and I thought that was pretty neat. But that means that, they already knew who they wanted to pick as the secret traitor. So the secret traitor didn't pan out, but they, I guess, already knew this is what they wanted to do and who they wanted to give the secret traitor to. I would have preferred it be a game of chance and whoever gets it gets it. I would have liked that better.
It would have,
Everyone pick a casket.
but clearly they have their idea of, like, what they wanna do and how the cast and what the traders wanna, like, they have it all planned out clearly. So
Well, the UK Secret Trader on season 4 of the UK, for those that don't watch it, it's on dailymotion.com. Just look up Traitors UK season 4, episode 1, and it'll pop up. But anyway,
or Rob
the
is a
Secret Trader,
Rob is a podcast. If you're a Patreon, I believe he does. Yeah.
girl, my little seeds from the little plant.
Mhm.
I wish that wasn't in there that I could sift it out, but it is what it is, and I'm gonna drink it. I don't care.
Ugh.
Well, anyway, it's an older lady, it's a grandma, so this grandma's doing a hell of a job, so I could see why they would assume that Donna Kelsey would have done a hell of a job, but that other grandma's a chatterbox.
Yeah. And I honestly look at it as Donna was just a little bit nervous, like feeling out of
Out
her
of her
element
element,
a bit and like, "Woo!"
out
Um,
of her element, yeah. She says she saw it with her son, Jason, and they binged it, and they really enjoyed the show, and then she decided, she never thought she'd get an opportunity.
yeah.
Um,
So I loved and okay, Natalie is obviously, like, intense and, like, super, like, into the challenge or the missions and all of that, but I loved her intensity, like, even coming into talking she was talking with people, and good, I did notice the way that Colton looked at her, like, almost like because she was so intense, and I feel like nobody, like, remembers this part of the episode, but I did, and probably because I'm looked at like that sometimes, like, "What the heck's wrong with her? Or why is she talking like that?" But do you remember that part of the episode? Natalie's, like, talking about being a faithful or something, and Colton's in the room, Jam's in the room, and she just was super intense, like, do you remember that? And then you kinda looked at her like, "Girl."
no, I just remember him listening to Tiffany Mitchell talking, and then after she was done, he's like, "Oh, she's a traitor." It's like, and I wrote on Instagram, like, no, I wrote in our chat BCC, I wrote
Are
two
people
quotes, and
talking
I
in
was
there
like,
today?
no, 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 I didn't do anything today, but yesterday I wrote, it seems like anyone that talks to you about someone else being a traitor automatically is a traitor in your head, because that's what he does. It's like he turns it around, like, oh, like, instead of acknowledging what you're saying, and putting thought into the strategy that you're putting forth, it's like, oh, you have to be the traitor. Like, why would you say that? But so anyway, he wrote back to me. He responded and says, "Well, that's why we weren't on the same season," or something to that effect, or "Thank God we weren't on the same season." Because I was like, I wouldn't say shit in front of you, because anybody that comes with a thought, boom, you're a traitor. You're trying to fool me.
That's what he's doing, Colton.
Colton. But Natalie, I understand exactly how Natalie is. I played with her on Winners at War. I've known Natalie for years. She did the Amazing Race 2 times. Her and her twin, and then she came on and did Survivor, and then she's gone and done the challenge. So Natalie has experience. Natalie's one of those people that will bring money to the prize pot. I wouldn't let her go nowhere.
Like, someone's gotta be doing that shit. It's so
Yeah,
cool.
well, I mean, you can't expect me to do much. Like, I can strategize with you. I could be the brains of the operation, but when it comes to strong and strength and doing the challenges, that's where Natalie, I'm like, oh, you can't touch her. If we want a big prize pot, she has to be here.
She's so much more than that, in my opinion, too. She's such a badass. She's not afraid to share her opinion. She's so strong, just like mentally, physically. She's just brings it all. And so, and when I watch, this is just how I feel. I watch those missions and I just really wish that, like, that time was, like, used for the castle, like, personally go to like, cut that in half, because if we think about it, how much are we watching this show to watch them, like, boogie around on a freaking wagon or, like, yes, there are some funny parts that happen, like, that guy falling in the water, or what else happened? They kinda got stuck, the boat. So there's some, like, silly moments, but overall, I really don't care how people are working together as a team or not working together as a team. Or I guess, like, what other way could you do this show where it's just cuts the challenge time in half? Because I just
Well, listen, the
care about it.
challenges are for the shields. We know somebody has to get a shield. I think it would be better because this was also discussed. I was reading what the fans were saying about the challenges. And for the most part, they want more of those challenges where you save a person or you show your alliance or who your allegiance is to and who you're trying to protect and who you don't care about. So then the infighting, you know, but people want to see more challenges to where like the one I had on my season where one person picked Phaedra and Phaedra picked the next person and the next person and the
Yeah.
ones that weren't picked ended up, and it was like a whole fight over who wasn't picked, who thought they were going to get picked and by who, and then it wasn't so it causes drama. We need a reason to get the shields. That's where the challenges come in. We need a reason for the price pot to go up. That's where the challenges come into effect. But maybe they should do challenges where you can show more of where the line is drawn, who you're playing with versus who you're playing against.
I just there needs to be more time strategizing. Clearly, we know that from even playing. But second, it's like it's so much more interesting when it's something that you just said. They gotta have it so you're pitting against each other or whatever. But overall,
I mean, we were there for like 16 hours a day. Like, how much more strategizing is just using that time wisely?
yeah, I just don't love the chat, and maybe that's just I just don't. I think that it's so much more interesting to just see people interacting versus, like, challenging together, you know? Isn't
Carolyn,
wha
I hate
Yeah,
challenges.
oh,
Look who you're talking to.
ooh!
I hate challenges,
It's not
you
even
know?
hate, it's like hate them, but also I hate watching them.
Yeah. No,
I
I mean, I enjoy watching them because they're funny. Some of the stuff that they do, or when they don't even give it a shot, or when they're scared of bugs or getting
Yeah,
dirty,
oh,
like it's funny.
Traitors is, light years ahead of, like, any other challenge show when it comes to, like, they're doing creative things and yada, yada, yada. I'm just saying personally, it's, like, more time in the castle. Let me see these weirdos, like, interacting with one another. So we have
Well, so look, on the first episode, we had the graveyard challenge, which I feel the first time I ever heard Michael really say something was then. So he's getting a lot of heat for being, I guess, very ugly towards everyone else, but the reasoning behind his outburst on episode one is simply because all of a sudden there's a grave, there's a tomb, there's a casket in his grave. Jesus, I don't even know what I'm saying. There's a casket in his grave. He has the right. Like they're already singling him out.
Who, Michael? Are you defending Michael?
Not that I'm defending him, is that I could see why he would be upset. That's like, and he said, because I just rewatched it before we did the interview, before me and you got on right now. He's like, gosh, they went really out of their way. Like I'm not even in the front row. I'm in the second row towards the back. Like they really went out of their way and passed a whole bunch of grave sites before to then go and put the casket in my grave.
What the
So
hell
I'm
does he
just saying,
expect?
when it comes to his outburst, he was just upset.
No, and I just no offense, but what does somebody like him expect when you literally everyone hate I didn't even know this person or who they were or what the heck they've done. And so I wanted to just do a little research of who he was. And it's like he goes out of his way, and I don't know how much is
To be ugly.
to be an asshole, to be rude, to be so like, I'm sorry. Yeah, they are. Of course, they're going to go out of their way to pick you. You're coming in here. It's kind of like with Tom Sandoval. He was somebody everybody hated even prior to us being on the season. Everyone hated him. It was like he had just like a boop on his head. So it's like with this guy, it's the same thing. A lot of people know who he is. He has said some like outright like hate, transphobic, like some just horrible things he said. So it's like he's coming in here with like already a fart on his face. So what does he expect? Like people are I'd go out, I would literally go all the way, I'd go 20 miles to put it in his casket. Like, of course.
Well, when it comes to Tom Sandoval, I didn't know anything about him. Had I been on his season of The Castle, I didn't even know who he was. I don't watch his show. With Michael, I know I recognize his face, but he's not someone also that I watch every day on TV, so I don't know much about him. I'm just simply saying that, although he might have come, like you said, with a fart on his face, whatever, at that point, his first outburst he hasn't even fought with Jam Jam yet. His outburst simply comes from being one of the caskets, having one of the caskets in his grave. That's all. And there was only 9 people singled out from the 23 at that point,
And
which
of course,
was Donna, both Robs, Ian, Dorinda, Ron, Eric, Michael, and Mark. Those were the 9 that were instantly up for murder, and it's been 24 hours. I'd be pissed too, like, God damn, there's
yeah,
23 of us and you gotta pick me?
it's just not shocking to me. So, like, yeah, while I would be upset, it's just not shocking at all, given who
So
he is.
if there would have been a grave in your casket, and Carolyn, if your grave was all the way at the end of row 2 and they passed 13 caskets on the way to you, that shit's personal.
Hell yeah, it is. And
So
that's
then would your reaction have been different? That's all I'm saying. I know we haven't gotten into his shit on episode 2, but as of episode 1,
yes.
this is where it all came.
And
I
that's
feel
where
like
he's
this is
going
how it started for
He's
him.
just like you go in there with stuff of people know about you, being the winner and two-time everything and great and whatever. Just like Rob goes in there, people know who he is. Ian, he's the gamer. He's the Michael, you're going to be going in there too with people being like, get out of here, because people do know who he is. And so it's just, to me, I look at it as the same thing. People know who you are, people know who, and him, people just don't. So yeah, that is personal. That would hurt my feelings too, but I wouldn't be shocked by it because I feel like he is overly like just annoying as shit. And he may not have done it out there yet. However, he's coming in being like the known asshole,
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
like you're coming in being the known winner, you know? So I'm like, but, ugh, anyway, so
And if I'm lucky, I'm just known as winning survivor once.
yeah, but mainly well, girl, they know who you are. So.
Mainly 2 times, but once.
No, but they
Mainly
know.
twice, but once.
You know what I'm
um,
saying? So who got a shield then?
the shield was no, 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 no. It wasn't even about the shield. It was about who was up for murder, and everyone else was protected, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
And then Ian was the one that went home. And Rob R, right before they show us Ian, says, we got to get rid of all the threats in the game. All the threats in the game.
Who's his
So they knew Ian was a threat. So I figured the threats in the game are straight up gamers. For real, for real. That because they played it and I wrote it down. The first murder was Ian from Big Brother 14. And Rob R said, we have to get rid of the threats in the game. So the threats are the gamers. The
Yep.
gamers are labeled the threats of the game. So that's 5 people. Boom, one is gone.
Whoa.
So then the next day they go, that day Ian is gone and they go to the throne challenge where you sit on the chair and then Jam Jam fights with Michael.
Okay. Here's what I don't understand, and I get what Rob Cesternino is like, girl, like you're putting like the biggest person on this thing and we have to like drag your or haul your ass doing this. Like, I'd be pissed too. Like, that's even more work. Hello. Gosh,
It's the Sadie, she was rescued. She's my mother-in-law's dog, but I see her just about every day. She
that's
comes
a
to
well-behaved dog. Um, I'd be pissed too if Jam Jam was up there, like, and we have to like haul your butt. Like, that's a lot of work. That's even more work.
Well, Jam Jam got his ass on towards the end, and when I saw that footage, they were already on the main road of the
Oh, okay,
castle.
okay. And that's the thing too. What is he not supposed to fight? And I remember because what did Michael said something along the lines of like
He thought they were gonna share the shield, like take turns with the shield. Like,
or
ain't
take
no taking turns. You should have watched Traitors season 1, 2, and 3.
or talk. I think he said like I thought we were going to just discuss who would be the person to go up on the yeah, right. And I remember Tom yelling at me the same way when I went and just grabbed the shield as fast as I could. And he's like, Carolyn just grabbed it. And I'm like, yeah, just like how you did the episode before. Why like I'm not gonna wait around for you to grab it out in front of me. I'm just gonna freaking go for it. No, we're not gonna like discuss who really needs this, especially when I'm on a team with you and I can't trust you and I know you're just gonna grab it out of my hand. So it's like you thought wrong, Michael. But I just wonder like why is Jam Jam, like, so, okay, as a traitor, he's a faithful. At this point, we don't know he's a traitor, right? Traitor or faithful, correct?
No, he's a faithful. I mean, yeah, we know he's a faithful because it's episode 2. But remember,
Oh, I
in
thought he was a
first,
secret traitor. That's why. I was thinking in my head,
yeah. But before he had that argument with Michael, remember well, how do you say her name? Maura?
Mora?
The one from Love Island. Girl,
Really?
Emma. Maura. En español es Maura, but in English, Maura, I guess.
Mora.
Um, Maura, yeah. She didn't want him to get her off that throne. She didn't want him to take her off that throne, and he took that spot. And then that's when Michael also came along, but Jam Jam had already stuck his shield or the token, whatever, in the chair. So it was already, he had called that spot. But she was another one who didn't want to get off the chair. But they highlight his Jam Jam's fight with Michael.
But, like, why wouldn't you try to fight for that? Of course, you wanna be alive, and, like, I don't know why I thought at the time, I was like, "I wonder if he's a secret traitor and he's just trying," but I know that then people were like, didn't somebody say, "Well, he's trying really, really hard. That's traitor behavior or something?" And then I'm thinking in my head, someone said that about Jam Jam, and I'm like, since when is it traitor behavior to wanna be saved? And because that last season and the season before, it was always, they're not even trying to get a shield. They don't even care. They must be a traitor. So now when you see somebody trying to get a shield and making sure that they get it, that's traitor. But do you remember that part? Somebody said that.
Yeah, because in other franchises, trader behavior is trying to get the shield. If you have a strong trader, then they're always trying to get the shield. They pretend like they're scared of being murdered just to keep the shield out of the hands of the faithfuls.
And I get
But
that, but anything.
anything can be considered trader behavior. Listen, you sneeze, I'm gonna be like, that's trader behavior.
Yeah.
Listen,
So, okay.
all I did was drink water at the round table, and that shit was trader behavior. And I was thirsty for real. I was with my braces on and everything. So anything can be trader behavior. It just depends on who says it. That's it.
That was just new to me about the shield, where it's like in the past it was so looked upon that you're not going for the shield, so that's traitor. So now it's like you go for it. Now that I'm like, shut up. But anyway, I hate the missions. We have, what else happened? Are we on episode 2 or 1?
Yeah, we're on episode 2, and then the conga line.
Okay, I'm a fan. Here's
They
what
had to do the murder in plain sight. Remember, they had to go and they had to grab the matches and put a card in the fireplace
that
and
was a
kill somebody.
That was a lot. So it looks like they just had to, like, start the fire with the thing. That's a lot, and, like, people, like, anyone could walk in there at any time. But as far as the conga line, in my opinion, it's like, that is what people, like she said, who are extra, you have to do something like that. You have to do something crazy to cause a distraction, and it makes sense because it's her. It's kind of, and I always say this even with Survivor, say something that might be a little weird or uncomfortable, or say you got to go take a big shit, say you have to, or you have your period, say something outrageous that people don't question. And so with this, it's such the group mentality. Yeah, is it a little weird, like, let's do, but it's not so far-fetched because look at who it's coming from. She's crazy, wild, fun. So I thought it was a good idea.
I thought it was a horrible idea.
Oh.
Simply because I would never sit there and say, let's do a conga line. Girl, I don't know that I've ever been in a conga line in my whole life.
Yeah, but
And
girl,
I'm 51.
you wouldn't.
But
You would
I
not.
would hope that I've watched Traitors enough from all franchises around the world where if somebody would have said, hey, let's do a conga line, that I'm like, oh shit, I would hope that my instincts like Sester Nino would have kicked in, that I would have said murder in plain sight.
And that's the thing, even on our season, something was just in the air, and I remember, well, I mean, I was a part of it, but, like, people started to say, like, "Something's up tonight. Everyone's acting super weird." And it was like this, like, feeling in the air. It was. And people started doing cartwheels in the hall, and, like, and that wasn't even traitors. And I remember just galloping everywhere and being so, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people sensed it. They didn't say, like Rob did, "This is a murder in plain sight," but people sensed that something was off. And yeah,
Well, and he said it to the wrong person, but she didn't even didn't have anything to do with getting rid of him because they went back, you know, Lisa and
Crazy.
Rob went straight back to getting a threat out of the game, which ended up being Sesternino, another gamer. You see, they didn't even, and that's exactly what she wanted because she didn't get to talk to them. But I did want to point this out because I loved Tiffany's entire white outfit. The fact that her and Michael went and pulled a book, had a whole conversation in that room, and then came sneaking out of the room like they had done something illegal. I don't know that I would have come out of that room looking guilty like a traitor. Like I felt like, oh my God, if somebody walks in and sees them coming out of there, they're screwed.
Did you
Like
ever go in
I
that room?
we would go in that room, but I just go in and come out like nothing. I never acted like, oh, I gotta secretly come out of this room and hope nobody sees me. Like, no.
Because it's a weird
I
ass
stroll
room.
in and I stroll out.
It's a weird
But
ass room though. It takes time to get in there. You have to open it first of all. It's like a cellar. It's cold as shit. Ain't no one want to go in there. Like I was never
on our
like
season, we went in there a lot. We were constantly pulling the book and going in,
we were.
thinking maybe there's gonna be a shield sitting there somewhere that you could just grab, you know. But we made use of that room quite a lot on our season. But just me watching Michael and Tiffany come out of there like they just committed a crime or they're doing something illegal, I'm like, that's how you get caught and called a traitor. You know, that kind of move. I would just sashay in there and sashay out.
And I would not go in there with one person,
And if
especially
somebody
not.
comes, I'll be like, come check out this room. Go. We just went in there and walk and keep walking. Like, I don't need to go in there and show it to you. It's right there. You go.
I wouldn't even want to be in there with him alone, but that's just me. Anyways, but I would.
She thinks he's a traitor. I think she really thinks that he's a traitor and she's going to be in his good
I think
graces.
so.
So he's her traitor angel, but he's not a traitor.
Here's the deal though, and Sandra, I want to just go back to the conga. Yeah, it would be very strange if you started a conga line, but somebody, what's her name, Kansas,
Candace.
Candace, someone like Candace, it's not strange. It's very like, yup, I can see that. You, it would be like, what the hell is going on?
Well, I don't watch her show. I didn't know who she was. So if she said, let's do a conga line, I doubt that I'm going to jump up and let's do a conga line.
And for me, I've never watched her show, but I know like a housewife and she just seems like that like extra personality, so it makes sense for her. But if for
Mhm.
somebody like anyone, like there's other people where it'd just be like, this is strange, but for her, it just makes sense in my opinion. But yeah, Rob was on it right away. I wouldn't, but that's the thing too. Why the hell are you saying it to the person and he doesn't know that it's her for sure, but you know that it's girl or no? Yes, that would be. He said it directly to the person.
He knew it was her. He said, "Didn't you start that or something like that?" And she was
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, but he should." But she didn't have time to go tell the other ones that she wanted him gone because she was in that kitchen chasing the matches. And once they leave, she opens it up and sees that the matches are gone. So it's already been done.
it's already been
When
done.
when you have a task like that, you got to hurry up and do it.
So that's what I hate too about the trader, the Donna picking like the short list and like so it just like screws people anyway. Instead of having, everyone to choose from, they're shortlisting it that quick to whoever Donna's picking. Oh, and what was her reasoning? Wasn't she like, the people who have been under the radar are quiet, right?
I feel like the people that are under the radar and quiet are the ones that you should banish. Whoever's hanging around with heat, that's who you keep around for strategic reasons, for shields, to use and but
But that was her
I
reasoning,
don't know why
remember?
she picked I don't know why she was picking the ones she was picking. They couldn't talk to her about it. So I don't
Yeah,
know. She constantly had Eric on that list. Um Eric,
Rob.
who else was on that list? Who?
He had I think Monet was. I'm like, there ain't no way Monet's
Oh
quiet.
yeah.
What the
I
heck?
would have liked Monet to be a traitor. But it goes back to Bob the drag queen. Like they're
No,
trying to like psych everyone out. They don't want nobody knowing nothing, and
but
they
Bob
didn't
is
want the gamers taken out.
I feel like Monet is so different than Bob. I do.
Oh, I mean, just that they come from Drag Race, not that
Yes,
they're the same.
but
Because
just so different. It just because they're friends and whatever. Blah, blah, blah. I just feel like Monet is just different in my opinion. And That's all I gotta say. Just different.
Yeah.
I didn't think quite.
Yeah. I'm just saying in general, like picking survivors as traitors, picking Big Brother, picking housewives and drag race people. They constantly pick from these, you know. So we finally got someone from Love Island.
Yeah, I was shocked at first, but I think he is kinda, like, doing a good like, it's fun to he's so different, the contrast between the other 2, so it is, almost like this, like, blank expression and, like but he's funny, it's like there's very flat, but, like, it's working in my opinion, and at least they're working together, and again, I don't need, like for me, as I watch The Traitors, and this is just me personally, I don't need to hear everybody's strategic lineup and, like, I just don't. I wanna be entertained by a TV show. I don't need, like, the housewives to be acting like strategists. I just don't. Be your housewife self. Um, and that's all I need. Like, I just be crazy, be fun, be wild. I don't need, like, it to be dissected, and that's me.
Yeah. But at least do your homework. At least watch the show and don't sit there because Portia made a lot of mistakes. She was like, we killed Ian and we did this, and there's four traitors. Like when she said, there's four traitors, like, listen, you never
Woah.
know how many traitors there are, and you definitely don't say it like you know it for sure with certainty, because only the people that would be traitors would know how many traitors there are. Like it's just a bunch of mistakes, one after the other after the other. So although she went home, a lot of people were upset that she went home. She did it to herself, and I stand by that.
And well, it's just yeah, I know a little bit, but I just don't think she was thinking in regard she was not thinking she didn't even correct herself, so she didn't think she said anything wrong. But I just think and I know wasn't it only who's the only housewife that voted for her? Was Lisa, correct?
Yeah, Lisa voted for her.
Did any other housewife?
No, because the other housewife was Lisa was one of the ones that revealed her vote for her. It was Dorinda, Candace, Portia was the one being voted out. I know Carolyn or Caroline, what does she call herself? Caroline?
Lie.
Caroline? Caroline? Caroline was saying we don't turn on the housewives. Like, what was that all about? And I think she was saying it to Dorinda. Like,
See,
we're not supposed to turn on each other.
I
Like, it's an
agree.
unspoken rule.
I agree. Not this early in the damn game. So
Am I right? They
yeah,
were walking down the hall,
yep.
and Caroline told someone, another housewife, like, "We're not suppo like, what happened?"
Or it was Dorinda who did, I don't remember. No, it was Caroline. So I agree. It's too early in the game. I got annoyed as hell on your season when like like Sheree, who like really wasn't doing anything anyway, but it was like where she was never gonna turn, never gonna turn. I felt like that about MJ. You know how it is. It was just like they're gonna be blindly loyal to the end. At that stage of the game, yeah, it's annoying. It's like use your brain and actually look at some of this stuff. But this early on in the game, you still have to be thinking numbers a little bit, and you want to keep your housewife crew together. So I think
Yeah.
that I would have literally have not voted for a housewife, but I think Lisa was thinking so much of like I wanna separate myself from them a little bit, and I don't wanna look like was so obsessed with not looking like a traitor that she ended up looking like one because I don't think she should have betrayed those housewives, I don't.
Yeah.
And then we have where are we at now?
We were okay, so
Well,
now that we're going into the round table, and that's where she goes home, Portia goes home because, Ron brought, facts. He brought facts. Come on, let's be real. And a lot of people jumped on and a lot of people didn't. Like, I'm so shocked how many off, like there's so many, this one over there and that one over there, and you're not gonna change my mind, and I'm gonna go this way and that way. So even to this day, we still see that the strategy of the herd, like the herd mentality, it doesn't really exist out. I mean, although she had a lot of significant votes, but still, the herd mentality, everybody pretty much is like, no, even if they're the one and only vote and their vote doesn't matter for shit, there's they're still gonna vote the way in their head they need to vote.
but I think it was crap because I really like Ron, I think he's or Ro what was the comedian?
Mhm.
He's fun,
Right.
he's funny, and that's the thing, he's just bringing facts. These are literal facts, and so then afterwards, when people are like, he's the ringleader. He's the no, he literally came with facts. That doesn't mean that he came with facts. And then after the other vote, it's like now everyone's he's on the shit list and people are suspicious of him because he came in there so confident and came what the he didn't so it's really this simple. He didn't share it with everybody in the wide masses because he doesn't really have a crew yet. So he waited. I'm going to bring the evidence and I get it. Like you have to share, but he doesn't have a group or anybody. So he waits. He goes to the table and he shares his information that is literally fact. This is what happened. And now people are suspicious of him and he's like kind of like on his own. It's like because he was wrong about Portia. I don't get that at all.
I mean, he was wrong in the sense that she wasn't a traitor, but he was correct in what he said she said. But now that I think about it, Carolyn, I'll make a mental note. If I ever go and play again and I'm in a situation where someone is saying, oh, there's four traitors and talking like they know stuff with certainty, I need to also make a mental note of who exactly is in the room at that time to verify the story. Because you got to remember, too, who else is in there. Because then they'd be like, I don't remember that. Was that what she, like,
Yep.
no.
Yep.
No, motherfucker, you was in there.
You were
You
in
was in
there.
there and you heard exactly what I heard.
And I just why he would be now why people would be suspicious of him just because he was wrong. It's like get out of here. So that's annoying. He is because he's on his own now, and then he was in it on the own. No one picked him as a partner. Remember? So now,
Now
what?
they go to that challenge with their where they're in the little buggies and the cages, and someone has to run out into the field to get the little skulls and put 10 one on top of the other. And the matchups were, I mean, the only matchup I think everyone pretty much talked about was the Tiffany with Michael matchup.
Yeah,
But
girl. And so I get
this is, listen, let me say this. Hold on, I'm burping my hot tea. This is what I'm going to say about that. At the beginning, we hear her talk to Rob Sesternino,
Yep.
and she mentioned that like the gamers need to stick together. But
Yeah.
by the time this challenge happens, where they're in the cages, Ian is gone, Rob is gone, and all that's left is Tiffany, Natalie, and Jam Jam. Jam Jam is beefing with Michael. Natalie doesn't have any heat on her. So it's not looking like this Gamers Alliance from day one is going to hold. It's not because you've already lost two of the five. So I could see her building relationships elsewhere. And she decided to do it with Michael. She decided to be in the cage, work with Michael. She did the running. He sat in the cage. Um,
That's a
what were
choice.
you gonna say?
That's just a choice, in my opinion. Like,
You hate it? You hate that she's with him?
I just think like I get it and I get like not wanting to piss off the person that you think is a traitor and you want them to like trust you. You can do that and not have it be so loud. Like you don't want to pick him as like your trust mate partner. Heck no. But also it's like use this as a time like I don't and I also don't think it's smart to like be so loud about like being not with Jam Jam. I get why she did it that morning after breakfast. Um, because she voted for Michael. Like she voted for him, and it was kind of like, shit, what am I gonna say? Oh, well, she made up a lie. Like Jam Jam said this to me, like blamed it on him. And
It
so I
wasn't a lie. Jam Jam did turn to her at the round table and say, like, vote this way, but that's because he wanted the majority of the votes.
or she was saying my or all I heard was Jam Jam say like it's Michael or something. That
Oh, she sat next to, okay, so at breakfast, she came in and ended up sitting next to Michael and said, listen, like I voted for you yesterday, but the reasoning, she was given the reasoning behind why she voted for him. And it was because she was sitting next to Jam Jam at the round table and he turned to her for support and she voted the way he asked her to, but now she's sitting next to Michael. So now
yeah,
maybe.
so she picked a side. I just did not look at it as Jam Jam telling her like you have to vote for Michael. I looked at it as Jam Jam being like Michael, like which 100%, you make up your own damn mind of
Yeah,
who you
yeah.
wanna vote, so don't blame Jam as why you voted for him, but I get it, and I would do the same thing and, like, throw someone under the bus and be like, "That's why I did," but that doesn't mean you need to, like, now be, like, super loyal to Michael, and it's just way too obvious. You can have a traitor angel, but not literally be all over.
I voted for people that didn't go home, and I would sit next to them or even have a conversation afterwards, and I would never say, "Oh, by the way, I voted for you because this, that, and the third." That already passed. We're already moving, or at least for me, I'm moving forward. I don't even care about what I did 2 minutes ago because you still here.
But Michael picking that as your best friend out there? So it's shocking when you look at, like, the room and you can see that people are clearly more in favor of Jam Jam. So it's like, I wouldn't even mess with that. If me looking at this, I would not latch on to Mike. So I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked, and I understand all the gamers are going home, so it can look kinda scary, like, who am I gonna be with? Anyone but Michael Rappaport. Like,
Yeah.
are you like, so that's
Or
how I
even Ron. At this point, anybody that's got heat, I would pretty much stay away from and make sure I'm building relationships elsewhere. Like Ron's already got heat on him, although,
Yep.
he doesn't deserve it. Michael has heat on him. Donna's already gone. I think those are the only people, and Jam Jam might have a little bit of heat on him from Tiffany saying, like Jam Jam would be the kind of person to take out other gamers, because in her head it's a gamer taking out gamers. But I would just keep it moving. I'd work on other people that, as of day 3, I really haven't had a connection with or worked with or talked to. I'd make sure, to go room for room and start socializing a little bit more because you want to get deep into the game, and
And
that's the way to
I
do it.
wouldn't focus on the most popular, or not, I'm not saying Jam's the most popular person, but I wouldn't focus on a popular person or focus on someone that clearly that people are liking and then latch up with, like, the least likable person there. That's what's shocking to me. Like, go be with, like, someone else other than him. You can have him on your side without, like, dancing with him down the road. So that's all I'm saying. I was
In
shocked.
hindsight, because remember too, there's a lot of things we don't know and we don't see. Um, so unless she's with him 24/7, unless Tiffany's with Michael 24/7, then she
She's
doesn't really
not.
know, yeah, that everyone's starting, he's grinding everyone's gears and they're gonna want him to go home.
He
So
was grinding everyone's gears before he even got there, Sandra, and that's a fact, and so
well, but like I said, I don't really know too much about him. I've seen him
I
on a
do,
couple of shows, but I would have went into the castle not knowing his drama, you know?
and that's how I
That's
was
all I'm
with Tom.
saying.
That's how I was with Tom Sandoval. Like, I didn't know crap about him until people told me, but even Tom Sandoval, I feel like, was not as hated as this person, and so I'm just being real, like, people do not like this person. Like, obviously, people didn't like Tom, but it was more of like a Tom was not you've seen him on the show, this Michael. He is so almost like he's doing that as he's not it's like, are you for real, man? He's trying to get a rise out of people. He's trying to be even more obnoxious than he probably naturally is. And so whereas Tom, you just almost felt bad for him, like, cuz it's like, shut up, like,
Well,
so
this is definitely not the game for it because you wanna stick around, you wanna get to the end, and if that's what you're doing, like, all they're gonna
he
do is send you home because he's an awful faithful then. That's all they're gonna say, "You're a terrible faithful."
But he's gonna get lost. I how I see it is, like, people might get distracted and annoyed of him, but, like, I do see it on Michael Rappaport. It's like, well, he's definitely not a trait. Like, I know some people right now think he's a traitor, but I think more people think that he's just a bad faithful. So, but those people he'll get murdered probably eventually, but I feel like he's someone who would get murdered. Yes, he's could get
I
banished.
would murder him. I'd let them banish him. I would keep him around. As long as he's around, the heat is not on me if I'm a traitor. I would keep him
He's a good
around.
distraction
Him
the whole
and
game.
Ron.
He's a good distraction for the entire game, so I
Him
don't
and
think
Ron. If they want to banish him, but I won't murder him because as long as he's
yeah.
there, they're not looking at me.
So I have a feeling he will last a long time. I just do because good distractions like that, it's almost like his dumbass ain't a traitor, but you also I'm just being real. Like, he's so out there, and Rob C clocked it. Like, you are distracting us. Shut up. And no one takes what
Yeah.
he says seriously. So it's like, anyway, um so I was reading my note. Okay. Um so when does Rob go? That was sad. I feel like I can't even, like, oh. How do you feel about that? Is that this episode? Episode 3, right?
Yeah, he went home. He was murdered in plain sight. Remember, they threw the card into the fire after the conga line, and by the following morning, he was gone.
And that's why I just it sucks that
So
he
now we're waiting to see who got murdered after the horn challenge.
so you think so
No, no,
in
no,
this
no. They were tied to a tree. They were tied to a tree. The people from the horn challenge got tied to a tree, and someone's gonna get murdered. Someone's gonna get murdered in plain sight. And so when episode 4 starts, it's the ones that are tied to the tree, which Ron gave us Bill like, you better kill me now. You remember that? They gave that was neat. I like that. So Eric had
I
a
did too.
speech, Eric Nam had a speech. Um, who were the other ones? Ron had a speech. Kristen was tied to a tree. Um Who was with Johnny? Who was with Johnny in the cage when he got back and didn't do it in time?
It had to have been Tara, right?
No, she because they've been staying away from each other. They haven't been obvious. Oh, wasn't it the traitor? It was the traitor. It was Rob. What?
I can't even remember who was up for elimination of the but I don't like it. I don't like how it's all it's so little people that are up for murder. They only did that a few like what, twice last season? I don't like it constantly. Oh, it's
Yeah,
just
it was 5 people tied to the tree. Let me look up episode 4 of Traitors season 4 and see. Um,
I don't
because when
remember.
you told me to do okay, on episode 4, a new day, breakfast, round table, uh, I probably gotta find the wiki on it. The wiki would tell us more.
I think you're right though. So Kristen, Eric, I just remember Ron screw like do playing. Then I don't remember the rest.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But no, girl, back it up. I'm talking about Rob C. Was that not sad? And I think he did a really good job. I do. I feel like
Yeah, he
he,
got murdered, yeah.
yeah, we're having a moment of silence. Like, weren't you? I was really sad about it. I thought he really did. I was just kind of worried about how he would play, and I thought he did a good job. Obviously, he shouldn't have said that to the person who was congaing, but yeah, it just, in my opinion, he is smart with these games, but they knew it too much, you know. They knew
They
it.
fear him, you
Yeah.
know?
So
They
which is
fear
kind of an
him.
honor. So but it was
I
sad.
I think the minute you go to the castle, you have to say, the sad part for us is that the opportunities are getting slimmer and slimmer when it comes to survivors because it's like they want to know who are the survivors or the big brother players or the challenge players and just take them out. Just take them out.
So what do you do?
You play a social game
Which I thought Rob was doing. Do you think? I
and
think
you make sure you're great faithful and the first couple of days you just keep your head down and you say what you got to say and the rest keep it to yourself because you don't want to draw attention. You already have attention. You already have a big target on your back just because of who you are.
Yep, so Rob was screwed.
But see,
Why?
I'm Sandra from 99 to Beat. I went home on the first episode.
I don't win everything. So
I
yeah,
don't win everything.
that was actually good for you to have that as a little bit of loss in your life,
Yeah.
right? That
Oh
was just
yeah. You
I
can't win them all.
I was just I didn't want to see him go out that quick, so that kind of
Me
sucked.
neither. I hated it. Listen, we need an all gamer season and see how
No.
what happens.
Hell no.
Yes. Bring back Derek, bring back Wes, bring back all the people who really didn't get a fair shot. Bring back Bananas. Bring
The
back
gamer?
Stephanie, Rachel. You were a traitor, Carolyn. You gotta listen. Traders get 50% of the show airtime.
As they should.
I want to be back. No, definitely bring back all the traders and you.
Jam's getting good airtime, I
Cherie,
feel like.
Bucks and
Jam's,
Raw
I feel like, getting the most, and he's not even a traitor, am I right? I Is it because of the drama with well, it's
with
not just
Michael.
obviously, he's got that storyline going on, but he's a faithful, and he's getting a crap ton of
Yeah,
screen time.
that's good. Just in
Don't
case
you
they whack him soon. At least we got to see him the first couple of episodes. But hey, listen, we need an all gamer season. Bring back Jeremy and Tony, my boy Tony.
those 2, though? Good. Why they always gotta be together?
Jeremy and Tony, they're like two peas in a pod.
Yeah, and it was just like, seriously, you 2? Will you not notice that you're always together? You sit together, you go to and ride together, you pick each other. Why don't you, like, talk to some other dang people too? Were you only talking to Parvati?
Girl, no, I'd be all over the castle. I'm a
I
social
will say
butterfly.
I will say this, though, Jam is doing such a good job, like,
He is.
integrating with and I knew he would, but it's like, he's doing such a great job just integrating with everybody. He is so popular and likable and, like
Listen, you know why? You know what the secret sauce is for Jam?
what?
He's Puerto Rican, baby. We talk to everybody. We say good morning, buenos dias, ¿cómo estás? Hola,
He's
adios.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like he's so, like, "Ha," like, with everybody, like, I feel like he fits in with everybody, right?
You have to listen. You wake up in the morning, you say good morning, and whoever don't respond back, you're like, okay, fuck you. You won't get none of my good mornings no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wasting my good mornings on you. That's all.
He does it well. Like, I feel like even, like, Parvati was someone like I know people like what thought she was a stone princess or something, ice princess, but like you just didn't get the vibe that everyone wanted to be around Parvati, which like was she supposed to be more fun or funny or like likable to the it's hard to go in social settings like this. It just is, especially social settings where it's so many different
Depending on who you are. I'm one of those people, and I used to always say where there's two kinds of people in this world. Those that the teacher can say, go to the teacher next door and give her this paper, and she's going to give you something back and walk back over here. And then you're like, okay, fine. You fly into the classroom, hand the teacher the note, wait for her to respond, and go back into your classroom like nothing. Then there's those people that are like, I don't want to do it. I I'm the kind of person where I could float over there, say hi to everybody I know that's in that classroom, be like, "Ah," and then come back. And then there's those that are like, I don't wanna go, I don't wanna walk in there. I don't wanna-" There's two kinds of people in this world. And me and Jam Jam are the kind that'll go to that classroom and that classroom and that classroom and wave to everybody. But Carolyn, what kind of person are you?
I'm not either, but I also it's not that I don't even wanna say scared. Scared is not the word, it's exhausting sometimes to just have to, like, do that nonstop. It is. I have to really, like, like, to, like, go and have these conversations with like, it's a lot, like, it's a lot sometimes, and
For
he's
me,
good
it's natural. We're wired different.
We are.
That's what
I
it
get
is. We're
exhausted from it.
wired different.
I get and I'm again, I just think so kind of like naturally just a little quirky, a little that it's not I'm just more strange sometimes and it's fine. But that's fun
Uh,
too. Thanks everyone. Yeah.
and with that, we end.
But I watch him and I'm like, God damn. Uh
I don't think we forgot anything. I definitely feel like for season 5, we do need to bring back the secret traitor.
oh
I think
really?
it could work with the right person under the right circumstances. Um,
Oh, I wanted it to be Jam Jam so bad. I
and
really
because that's our boy. Yeah, we would have been fine with Jam Jam, but we also want the challenges to be more eye-opening, more controversial, more like, "Oh, damn, why he did this, why she
yeah,
did that." So, me and Carolyn are going to work close with production for season 5.
thank you. I do like Do 'em that doll challenge was super freaking funny. That was hilarious when they did the doll for my
No,
season.
no, no, like on Survivor when they'd have the plates with the names and you had to break one plate. I remember on my season, we had a coconut game where we had to take the coconuts from one place and put them in another, and you went after who you hated. Like,
Yep.
that's the kind of shit you want. And on the Traitors, it
Yes.
happened when we were, at nighttime and we had to go from, say, one person with fire and to the next and to the next. And I went to
Oh,
Phaedra, and
yeah.
Phaedra, I think, went to CT, and then, like, that's
That
what
was
we need.
That's what we need, 100%. Just anything to start more drama, not that, like, they're lacking, but the great show's great, I loved it. I was like, "This is" I just love the show like we do, so I'm excited to see how long they last. I guess it is a little bit of fun, like, just to see them getting along for now, but it is kind of fun to see them not getting along too, the Traitors. So, I'm excited.
Yeah.
So, woo! Is that it?
Yay. Well, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, of course. See you
Anytime. You know where I'm at. I'm in Fayetteville, North Carolina, most of the time in my house. Um,
Same, but here.
yeah.
All right, thank you.